नमस्कार तथा हार्दिक अभिवादन। सूचनाका लागि सामुदायिक सञ्चार अभियानद्वारा सञ्चालित सामुदायिक रेडियो रेडियो देवदह फ्रिक्वेन्सी मोडुलेसनको 106.6 मेगाहर्ज इन्टरनेट अनलाइनमा www.radiodevdah.org र रेडियो देवदहको फेसबुक पेजबाट अहिले हजुरहरू सुन्दै अनि हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ। रेडियो देवदह नगरपालिकाको सहयोगमा प्रसारित कार्यक्रम रेडियो शिक्षा लिएर तपाईहरुको माझमा कक्षा 8 को अंग्रेजी विषय अध्यापन गराउन उपस्थित भइसकेका छौं। म शिक्षक हिरण्यलाल लम्साल र प्रविधिमा मलाई साथ दिइरहनु भएको छ संगीता चाबगाईज्यूले। साथै यसको व्यवस्थापकीय पक्षमा हुनुहुन्छ कार्यकारी प्रमुख दीपक नेउपाने। विशेष गरी यो कार्यक्रम कक्षा 8 का विद्यार्थी भाइबहिनीहरूले हरेक दिन दिउँसो ठीक 1:20 देखि 2:10 फरक फरक विषयको शिक्षण सिकाइ क्रियाकलापमा आधारित रहेर श्रवण गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ। त्यस्तै गरी यो समयमा सम्पूर्ण अभिभावकज्यूहरूले आफ्ना बालबालिकाहरूलाई रेडियो नजिक बसाली सिकाइमा सहजीकरण गरिदिनु हुनेछ भन्ने हार्दिक अनुरोध पनि गर्दछु। डियर स्टुडेन्ट्स, कम नियर टु द रेडियो विथ book, pen, copy and other necessary material. In today's class we are going to discuss the exercise based on reading comprehension. We discussed earlier, we did not complete the exercise based on reading comprehension. Beside this, in today's class we also learn rules and regulation. How do we write rules and regulation? Before writing rules and regulation, we also get to know that is modal verbs. Dear students, first of all, I would like to start the class with a question from our book. Here is one question, that is a riddle. Okay, here is one riddle and that is from our book. You can go through the book, it's page number 22. The question is given here. Dear students, first of all, let's begin the class with a riddle. Okay, I have written on a whiteboard here the riddle. The question starts in this way: what am I? The question is that what am I? So listen, dear students. So it is written here: I am the beginning of eternity. I am the beginning of eternity, the end of time, the end of every place. What am I? The question is that what am I? What am I? I am the beginning of eternity, the end of time, the end of every place. What am I? Students, can you guess? It's the riddle. Use your mind. Okay, it's the question from your book. The question is, what am I? The beginning of the eternity. Okay, I am the beginning of eternity, the end of time, and the end of every place. What am I? Can you try? Yes. Well, it's the letter E. The answer is it's the letter E. Can you guess how the answer is? The letter E. The letter E is the answer. Look at, I am the beginning of eternity. How does eternity starts? It starts with E. That is A. Okay, we say. So eternity A. The end of time, in time. Look at the E letter ends here. And look at the next, the end of every place. Look at in place, E is at the last. So the answer is the letter E. The answer is the letter E. So that is the riddle. I hope you got the concept, dear students. So let's start the lesson after a beautiful riddle. In our previous class we discussed about a visit to Godavari. Students of Khadga Lakshmi school, they visited Godavari. They really had a happy time. They really had a hilarious time visiting in Godavari. They spent some beautiful moment there. Some of the students, they did not attend there. Those students who did not attend there, they asked some question to the team leader, visiting team leader. Do you know, students, who was the team leader? Yes, you are right. You know, the team leader was Sirjana. Sirjana was the team leader of visiting team. So she supplied the information for those students who did not take part in that trip, in that let's say in that visiting. Those students who did not take part there, she answered all the questions were asked by those students who did not take part in that trip, in that journey to Godavari. So Godavari, it is located in Lalitpur district. So it has a really exotic place, many butterflies there, that is beautiful flora and fauna there. So it's a really interesting place to see there. Sirjana explained to our friends there. So in our previous class we discussed about that. So in today's class, being based on that reading comprehension, we will discuss the exercise. So in the previous class I told you, dear students, please go through that question answer, fill in the blanks, matching item, take the best answer. So in today's class you will check your answer, whether your answers are correct or wrong. If your answers are correct, it's very nice, fine. So if your answers are not correct, make it correct, improve your answer. Well, dear students, are you ready? Okay, just open your copy and check your answer, whether your answers are correct or wrong. Well, dear students, shall we start? Yes, okay. Now, well, in previous class we discussed matching item and we also finished fill in the blanks as well. So in today's class we start from the answer the following question. Okay, answer the following question. Now look at the first question. What is the question here? What makes Godavari beautiful? What makes Godavari beautiful? The question is there. Okay, please look at your answer. Okay, can you tell me what is the answer there? Yes, you are right. The Godavari, that is the beautiful exotic and local plant varieties. The beautiful, that is the full of exotic and local plant varieties makes Godavari beautiful. Once again, the full of exotic and local plant varieties makes Godavari beautiful. Well, dear students, I hope you got the correct answer there. So anyway, move on to the next question. What is Godavari famous for? Okay, what is Godavari famous for? The next question is that. So look at your answer. Yes, what did you say? Yes, you are correct. Godavari is famous for picnic spot. Godavari is famous for picnic spot. Yes, you are right. So in the same manner, look at the next question. How many species of butterflies are found there? How many species of butterflies are found there? Could you answer? Yes, you are right. There are 529 species of butterflies found in Godavari. How many? 529. You are absolutely right. Nice. So in the same way, next question we will discuss. Look at, in which month do we find butterflies moving around flowers in Godavari? Once again the question, look at there. In which month do we find butterflies moving around flowers in Godavari? Student, what did you write? Yes, your answer is correct. In April and May. In April and May we find butterflies moving around flowers in Godavari. Yes, your answers is really good answer. So now the next question, we move into the next question. How can picnics be part of social harmony? How can picnics be part of social harmony? Did you write the answer? Can you tell me? Yes, you are right. So that is, picnics can be a part of social harmony because it helps to develop solidarity among the person, among the friends. Picnics helps to develop solidarity, friendship. Friends go there and they sing, dance there, they have mutual understanding, they have mutual exchanging each other. So it develops solidarity between the friends, between the person. So that's why, that is, picnics can be a part of social harmony. So now the next question, that is the last question here. What do people do in picnics apart from eating? Once again the question. What do people do in picnics apart from eating? What do they do? Did you write this question answer? Yes, Can you tell me? Okay, now your answer is correct. Good. So apart from eating, people participate in dancing and singing. Apart from eating, people participate in singing and dancing. Your answer is absolutely correct. Good. Now, dear students, in the same manner, move on to the next question, that is, choose the best answer. Choose the best answer. Now, look at Godavari is in options are given here. 3 options are here. One is Kathmandu, second is Lalitpur, third is Bhaktapur. Can you choose the correct option? Godavari is in, yes, you are right, that's Lalitpur. Godavari is in Lalitpur district. You are right. Now move on to the next one. Students, we are in page number 14 of our English book. Let's go there. Okay. So we are in page number 14 and question number 2 and second. Godavari is of many plants. Godavari is blank space of many plants. Home, school, market. What will be there? Godavari is the of many plants. Home, school, market. Can you tell me the answer? 3 options are here. Can you choose the correct option? Yes, you are right. It's Godavari is the home of many plants. Home. H-O-M-E. Home of many plants. You are right. In the same way, move on to the next question. In April and May, flock around scented flowers. Options are insects, animals, butterflies. What will be the correct answer? Okay, choose the correct answer. What will be there? In April and May, is blank space there. Flock around scented flowers. What will be there? Insect, animals, butterflies. Yes, you are right. It's butterflies. We discussed how many species of butterflies there? 529. 529 species of butterflies found in Godavari. You are right, dear students. Nice. So move on to the next question. Many people go to Godavari for, options are picnics, weddings, fightings. What is the answer? You are right, that's picnics. As we discussed earlier, Godavari is famous for picnic spot. From that statement we can easily guess the answer, that is, many people go to Godavari for picnics. So in the same way, let's go into the next, that is last question. Picnics have been part of social. Options are gathering, harmony, rules. What is the answer? Can you guess? Once again the question. Picnics have been part of social, gathering, harmony, rules. What is the answer? Yes, you are right. Social harmony. Social harmony. H-A-R-M-O-N-Y. Social harmony. So, dear students, we finished the exercise. There is one activate yourself. Look at the question in activate yourself. What is given here? The dialogue that we discussed earlier. You can act out with your friend. Okay, you can act out with your friend. If you are just sitting with your friend, you can read the lessons by acting out among the friends, dear students. Okay, I hope you got the answer. I hope you corrected your wrong answer. Those students who wrote the correct answer, really nice. Okay, so anyway students, that is the first thing we discuss. Now after this we move into the time for grammar. In our time for grammar, we are going to learn one new thing today. It is rules and regulation. Especially before going into rules and regulation, what kind of verbs do we use when we write rules and regulation? That is the most important thing to be discussed here. When we write some certain rules and regulation, we need to know some verbs. So there are different types of verb. There is auxiliary verb, there is a main verb. So yes, students, you might have learned in your previous class as well. So auxiliary verb, you know how many auxiliary verbs are there in English? Can you tell me? There are 24 auxiliary verbs in English. So within auxiliary verbs there is a be verb, there is helping verb that is have, you know, have, has, had, that is helping verb. There is do verb as well, that is do, does, did, that is do verb. There is another verb that is modal verbs. Okay, modal verbs, you know, modal verbs means that is will, would, can, could, shall, should, must, ought to, that is may, might, have to, should, already that is. Okay, so these are the modal verbs. So in today's class, especially our course here, in our course we are going to learn 3 modal verbs, that is must, have to and should. Once again, dear students, according to this, you know, this exercise you will learn other verbs, no doubt about that, but according to this portion, this time for grammar, you are going to learn about must, have to and should. Okay, must, have to and should, these are the modal verbs. You know, not only these, others are also modal verb, as I told earlier, will, would, can, could, shall, should, might, may, might, ought to, need to, used to, you know, these are the modal verbs. But beside this, you should know that is must, have to and should, that these are the verbs to be discussed in today's class. Students, I hope you got the point here. In today's class we are going to learn must, how to make a sentence, how to form a sentence using must, how to make a sentence using have to, and how to make a sentence using should. Okay, student, get the point? Yes, you are. Okay, so first of all we will discuss about these 3 verbs, 3 modal verbs. Don't be confused, dear students. Okay, modal, others are also modal verbs there, but in our class our concern is here only these 3 verbs. One is must, have to and should. So let's go to discuss about that is must, have to and should here. So first of all, let's get to know what does, you know, must indicate, have to indicate, you know. So should refers to, here must and have to indicate about obligation. What is obligation? Means one thing, one should, that is anyhow one person should do that, no option there, no choice there. Okay, especially must and have to, they emphasize on obligation. Okay, that is must and have to emphasize on obligation. Similarly, must and have to, these verbs are strong advice, you know, strong advice, no other alternative here. You know, when one person say you must come here, means you must come there, that is obligation. So obligation, strong advice, these are the things for must and have to. Similarly, in must and have to, no choices there, you don't have any option. When someone says you must come here, means you go there, you must go there. That means one thing you should point out here, in modal verbs here our concern is must, have to and should. Must and have to, these are especially necessity things. Okay, that is called obligation. Similarly, must and have to also indicate strong advice. When someone say you must, means anyhow you should do that. So no choice in must and have to, no alternate is there, no choices will be there. So similarly, another one is should here. Okay, should, you know, should means opinion. When some person, when some of your friend may become unhealthy, may become ill there, you may suggest that person, you may suggest your friend, you should go to hospital, you should go there, that's your opinion. So here must, have to and should, they are a little bit different. Okay, especially must and have to focus on obligation. Should, it is opinion that may be there. Okay, should means may be there. So slightly related with that, okay, not exactly maybe, but it can be. So should, opinion, you have a choice, okay. When we use should, you have a choice there. Similarly, advice, when one person is giving advice to another person, that is we can use should here. So dear students, my intention here to tell you about modal verbs, about must, have to and should. Here must and have to means necessity, obligation, whereas should, it's opinion, it's that means you have a choice, okay. It means when we make a sentence using should means you may have a choice there, but when must and have to means you should do that, okay. There may not be any option, no choice. Are you getting me? So now we are going to form a sentence. How we can make a sentence using must, have to and should. Students, are you getting me? Well, so must, have to and should. Must, have to and should. Do you know, students, what is the negative form of these modal verbs? You should also know about this. What is the negative form of this? Negative form of these modal verbs, okay. Must, what is the negative form of must? Negative form, let's say negative form, okay. So negative form of must is mustn't. What is mustn't? Negative form is mustn't. Similarly, what is the negative form of have to? Is don't have to. You should get to know don't have to, okay. What is that? Don't have to. Don't have to. Don't have to. Similarly, the negative form of should is shouldn't. What is shouldn't? Shouldn't, okay. The negative form of should is shouldn't. Students, so one thing you should know, we are going to learn about some verbs which are essential for rules and regulation. The verbs that play very vital role to make a sentence for rules and regulation are must, have to, should. So must, the negative form of must is mustn't. Similarly, have to, don't have to. Similarly, should, shouldn't here. Well, dear students, now we get familiar with some modal verbs about must, about have to, about should. Now, how can we make a sentence using those verbs? How can we form a sentence using those modal verbs? So, I would like to take you towards the table. I have prepared a table here. You can look at the table. What I wrote on the table here, yes, I mentioned here is one topic about school. On the base, regarding the school, I have prepared a table here. In the table, here is subjects, here is modal verbs and main verbs and objects. That means when we make a sentence using those modal verbs, we need to understand structurally, here structurally we need to understand about subject, then modal verbs, then main verbs, then object. That means first of all subject should be there, then modal verbs will be there, then main verbs will be there, then object will be there. Getting clear, dear students? Well, students, what is here? When we use those verbs means must, have to and should. When we make a sentence by using those verbs, we use subject first, then modal verbs, main verbs and objects there. Are you getting me? So let's make a sentence. Let's make a sentence from here. What I wrote here, you there is in modal verbs must here, mustn't here, have to here, don't have to here, should here, shouldn't here. These are the modal verbs. Yes, we read just now, we have just gone through here. So similarly, main verbs are here, help here, tease here, throw here, do here, take care here, where. Similarly, objects, that's friends, your friends, rubbish, homework, daily, your bags and books, dirty dresses. These are the first subject, modal verbs, main verbs and object. Now let's make a sentence. Dear students, are you ready? Let's make a sentence. How can we make a sentence here? We need to make sensible sentence using this table. Okay, so now let's go to the first sentence. Let's create a sentence. Look at subject. What will be here? I have written in bracket I here. You can assimilate in yourself as well, no matter, but generally we just go through you. So let's go you here. You, let's take you. Then we need to choose must or mustn't. Look at according to the sentence. How can we make a sentence? You must help friends. Is it? You must help friends. You must help friends. You must help friends. Your friends, it can be, okay? So you must help friends. One sentence, look at here. You must help friends. We made this sentence from that table, the students. That means when we make sentence using must, there should be subject, then what should be there, then modal verb should be there, then main verb should be there, and then object. Okay, structurally you should think about that. Okay, we are learning how to make a sentence using must, how to make a sentence using have to, how to make a sentence using should. So look at, let's make next sentence here. Okay, so you, let's go you, what, mustn't, let's take mustn't. You mustn't, that is tease your friends, tease your friends, tease your friends. Do you understand what does tease mean? Tease means just bullying there. Okay, generally that is bullying. You mustn't tease your friends. That is the sentence we made from the table. Let's make another sentence here. We can let's take you here. You have to. Let's take have to. You have to. You have to. What can we use? You have to throw rubbish. No, you don't have to. That will be you don't have to, but you have to do homework daily. You have to do homework daily. Do homework. You have to do homework daily. You have to do homework daily. Let's make possible sentences here using must, using mustn't, using have to, using don't have to, using should, using shouldn't. So move on to the next one. Next sentence, what can we make here? Let's go you here. You don't have to. Let's look at don't have to. You don't have to throw rubbish. Throw rubbish. Okay, you know what does rubbish means, dear students? Rubbish means dirty. Yes, polluted, filthy, they say. So you don't have to throw rubbish. You don't have to throw rubbish. So let's make another sentence from the table. You should. What can we use there? You should take care of your bags and books. You should take care. You should take care. You should take care your bags and books. bags and books. Dear students, we are using, look at, must here, mustn't here, have to here, don't have to here, and should here. Next sentence, shouldn't. Let's use the next one here. Let's write here, shouldn't, you shouldn't, look at what will be there. Now I think remaining, you shouldn't wear dirty dresses. You shouldn't wear dirty dresses. You shouldn't wear dirty dresses. Dear students, what we did here, we form a sentence, we made a sentence using must, mustn't, have to, don't have to, should, and shouldn't. We made 6 sentences here using those respective modal verbs. I expect students you understood how we wrote the sentence using those modal verbs. Okay, using how can we write a sentence using must, how can we write sentence using mustn't. You know, mustn't indicate negative thing. Okay, negative things. Mustn't means negative of must. Don't have to is the negative form of have to. Shouldn't is the negative form of should there. So student, did you get the idea here? Did you get the idea? Well, so now, you know, just now we learn to make a sentence using must, mustn't, have to, don't have to, should and shouldn't. One thing you should remember here, when we make a sentence using those modal verbs, we need to concern about main verb as well. We need to concern about objects as well while making a sentence. While making a sentence, we should take subjects, then modal verb will be there, then main verbs. After modal verb there should be main verbs. Look at here. So you mustn't tease your friends. Tease, that is main verb there. So mustn't is the modal verb. As I told earlier, you know, there are 25 auxiliary verbs. Among 20 within auxiliary verbs, there are be verb as well, and there is do verb as well, there is helping verb as well, and there are let's say that's modal verbs as well. So but our course determines that according to our this course, we focus here must, have to, and shouldn't, that is should or shouldn't. So students, I hope you get the concept here. Our concept here to make a sentence, using those modal verbs. Now, okay, are you getting clear here? Okay, anyway students, now after this, you know, those verbs that we use just now, these verbs are used for writing rules and regulation. Okay, just we wrote 6 sentences here. These 6 sentences are the rules and regulation of the school. Okay, as I wrote there, could you see on the table, I wrote down here rules and regulation, topic is school, you know, in school. In the same way you can write about zoo as well. In the same way you can write about library as well. Okay, rules and regulation using those verbs. You know, not only these verbs, other verbs also can be used here, but you know, we discuss that. Look at here, you must help friends, that is also rules in the school. Similarly, you mustn't tease your friends. Bullying friends, insulting friends should not be done, that means that is also rules and regulation. So one thing you should understand here, while making sentences using those verbs, we are making rules here. Are you getting me? Those when we made a sentence, after making those sentences, these are rules and regulation. You know, can't those all the sentences are rules and regulation? Look at here, you must tell friends, that is maybe the, you know, that is the rule. Regulation as well, you mustn't tease your friends, you have to do homework daily, that is also rules and regulation. You know, is generally teacher class teacher, they used to say that you should do your homework. You have to do homework daily, regularly. That is the rules and regulation. So one point you should remember, when we write rules and regulation, we generally use those verbs as well, must, and when we use must, we make a sentence according to this way. We make a sentence. Are you getting me? Okay. So once again, dear students, I made a table on that is rules and regulation based on school. You can write the rules and regulation based on the library as well, as I told earlier. So I hope you got the things. Did you get the things? Anyway, we have some exercise in our book. Now we go into the book. Okay, dear students, are you ready? Let's go in the book. It's page number 14 and 15. We have these verbs. We have mustn't and have to and should. Based on that model verbs, we need to do some exercise here. Are you getting me, dear students? Okay, now let's go. Let's go into the exercise based on that's a must, have to and should here. So before entering into the exercise, here is one passage is given here. In the passage, the question is asked here, underline must, have to and should after reading the passage. Okay, now dear students, are you ready to go? Yes, let's go here. It's the time for grammar, page number 14. Engage yourself, read this passage and underline must, have to and should. Okay, now dear students, let's move on. What is here? A doctor says to his patient, yes, your temperature is rising, you must have an injection every day. The doctor says, you must have an injection every day. Look at, now where is must here? Must. You, subject, must, model verb, have here, have is here main verb, and injection, that is object. So how we make a sentence using must? Subject should be there according to the structure. Structurally we should think first structurally. While making a sentence, we should think about structural aspect as well. So what is here? That is, first of all, subject should be there, then modal verbs should be there, and then main verbs, then objects. So subject, we discussed earlier that on the table as well. In the table, according to that table, we made a sentence. So now look at the passage. You must have an injection every day. The doctor said that. So here is must have an injection. That is obligation. No choice here. That means you mustn't drink any alcohol until you have finished your tablets. Mustn't have finished here. Mustn't. It's a negative form of must. And you must stay indoors for at least 3 days. You must stay at indoors. Indoors means inside your house for 3 days. So what do we have to hear? That is, we need to underline those verbs. Those verbs means must, have to and should here. First of all, let's underline the words and let's understand how the words, how the sentences are made there, how the sentences are formed. Then we create a sentence. Previously we also discussed how did we create sentences using those modal verbs. Those modal verbs refer to must, have to and should. Negative of must, mustn't, So, and that is have to, don't have to, and should, shouldn't. Dear students, let's look at that passage. But you mustn't do anything too energetic. If there is any pain in your back, you must lie flat on your back. You must lie flat on your back. You must lie flat on your back. Here, how the sentence is made. Look at, so must, you must lie flat on your back. Similarly, to save yourself from heavy dehydration. Dehydration means lack of water, shortage. That is, when people drink less water, they may suffer from dehydration. You must drink 5 liters of water a day. You must drink 5 liters of water a day. that is things will improve very soon, and in this case you need not stay in the hospital anymore. Please, you need to underline there, dear students. I am going through reading here. You have to be polite with other persons in this world, and you should always follow my advice. Okay, underline those. Okay, must. Similarly, in the passage given above, the words must, have to and should express obligation. As I told earlier, obligation there. We use these words to say when things are necessary, that certain things are done. The negative of must is mustn't. The negative of must is mustn't, which means you can't do somebody as a rule. Yes, it is harmful. The negative of have to is don't have to. It is not necessary to do. The negative is not necessary. That is, don't have to means not necessary. That means. So that is the thing, dear students. Now we go into the question here. What is the, the type of question is we need to make a sentence. Only you must is written here. After reading that passage, being based on the passage, we need to make a sentence. Only you must is written here, other blank space is here. So now make a sentence using you must. Can you make a sentence using you must? Yes, you must have an injection. The doctor told earlier in the passage. From the passage we can make a sentence, or rest you can make a sentence as well, no matter. So look at here, you must have an injection. Yes, you are right. So look at the next, that is start with you have to. What will be the answer? You have to be polite with other person. You have to be polite with other persons. Students, okay, fill in the blank space there. Okay, only you must is given here. With the help of that we need to write a sentence. In the similar way, look at the next one, you have to. You have to means you have to be polite with other person. In the same way, look at the next, you mustn't. You mustn't refers to you mustn't drink any alcohol. You mustn't drink any alcohol. Similarly, next one is you should follow my advice. You should follow my advice. Only you should is given here. We need to make a sentence. You should follow my advice. So similarly, you can go according to that way based on that passage. Dear students, now move on to the question number 2. That is, options are given here. We need to tick the option. Okay, we need to tick the option which is the correct one. Read the following sentences selecting appropriate modal verbs from the brackets. Okay, appropriate modal verbs in the brackets. Modal verbs are given here. Which one is correct? Just select the correct one. 1. Students blank space wear school uniform. Must or mustn't? Yes, you are right. Must. Students must wear school uniform. So similarly, next one, children play in the mud. Should or shouldn't? Mud. Mud means mud, that is yellow matter. That is shouldn't. Children shouldn't play in the mud there. Good. So similarly, look at next one. Sunita and her brother get up early on Saturdays because they do not have to go to school on Saturdays. Have to, don't have to. What will be there? Yes, you are right. That is don't have to. That is don't have to. The same way, next one. When we cut down one tree, we blank space plant two in its place. What should be there? Should or shouldn't? Yes, you are right. That's shouldn't. That is shouldn't, dear students. Good going. So in the same way, in the next one, if you are suffering from a common cold, you have cold drinks. What should be there? Must, mustn't. Yes, mustn't. The answer is mustn't. Dear students, in the same way, using must, mustn't, don't, have to, should, shouldn't, you make a sentence. When you make a sentence, the sentences can be rules and regulation. Are you getting me? Dear students, we are at the end of our class. So, exercise are here. Please go through the exercise. If you have any confusion, don't forget to comment because our that is program is just broadcasted through that is live on Facebook page. You can comment there, ask the question as well. So please do it from your side. I would like to sign out the class here. See you next time. Bye. Goodbye.